All right, everyone. How's it going? So it's the As Lads podcast again. This is a we're usually joking about and having a laugh, but this is a bit more of a serious one. We've got our guest here, me and Aaron's good friend Billy.
Yo.
So we're going to talk a bit about like mental health and all that, and we got a couple more things to talk about, but I'm not going to say that yet. So yeah, I've got some questions for Billy. We're not going to bring up anything personal, neither is he.
No.
Just general advice really for people.
Just let you guys know that if you actually do suffer with mental health and everything, yeah, just be aware and like do something about it before we get into the actual stuff.
Yeah, that is
links down below if anyone wants any help.
Yeah, like the depression line or the anxiety line, or the phone number for them.
Yeah.
But yeah, so first question for Billy: What should people seek out to do when they're depressed, and why then? So like therapy or medication or doctors?
Firstly, what they should do is go and seek out from the doctor first. Like the first thing you should do, even if there's like a change in their lifestyle and everything, that's the first thing they should do is see a doctor. And then like you obviously go through everything with you and all that, and then like he should transfer you to counselling and that first before trying like any tablets or anything.
Yeah.
And that, so
because obviously some people the tablet doesn't do it for them. They have to have an injection, sadly, don't they?
Yeah.
So it's pretty awful shit. But yeah, it's a bit weird when people say like they can't afford therapy, but as you've said, Billy, as we're in England, the doctor, if you're diagnosed, you get it for free. Yeah,
if you're diagnosed, you should get it for free, like, honestly, because that's how most people, and me really, that's how I go for it. Like, it was free, so.
Yeah. But obviously, if you're just feeling down and you haven't been diagnosed, and you haven't actually got issues, then you can still go to a therapist anyway if you feel like you want someone to talk to.
On the side note, everyone in the world, like, not just us, but anyone in the world can just have a shit day and like not feeling down and that. But that doesn't mean they're depressed or like they've got anxiety and that. That just means I'm having a bad day.
Yeah, because there's obviously going to be levels to it, isn't there?
Yeah.
So what's helped you personally then? That's the next question.
What was the question, sorry?
What's helped you personally? Like, I know you said getting personal, but like, did therapy help you, or talking to a friend or family or whatever?
Well, to be honest, at first when I got it, I didn't do anything about it. Like, and obviously it was one of my family members that said, "Oh, you should go to the doctors because I've noticed a lot of changes and everything." And I'm like, "All right then." And then I went to a doctor and that, and then they transferred me to these therapies and everything. And just talking to someone, not even if it's not the therapist or talking to a friend or your close family member, just talking to someone gets everything out, and it makes you feel not 100 times better, but just a little bit better. And like, obviously you will continue that until like 100%.
Yeah. Because
and also as well, set like positive mindsets every day.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta like be positive every day and like think of like all the stuff, not negative stuff, but all the positive stuff, and maybe just leave the negative stuff behind.
Yeah. Like trying to move on a bit.
Yeah.
To be honest, the good thing about therapists though, that with your mates and whatever, some people or people they might take the mick a bit, or they might tell people. But therapists, it's confidential, isn't it? So
yeah,
that's quite good for people.
With friends and everything, like, I've noticed it with things like some friends don't understand what you're going through, and like other friends do, and then some friends would just say, "Oh, they've got it," but in reality they haven't. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's quite despicable, really. When people they say they've got issues, but they're not bothering to get diagnosed. If it was that much of an issue, you need to go to the doctors, don't you? It's a bit insulting to people who have genuine issues,
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a bit of a hard question. But what do you think, like, people, because you know how mental illnesses, things that happen like psychologically to you, like someone saying something or something bad happening, people who have like physical illnesses, like if they're in a wheelchair or if they lost a leg.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to them? Because that's a totally different thing. Like, I know you haven't gone through anything ridiculously bad physically, but like, what?
See, I haven't gone through anything bad physically in that, but if any of them sort of people, like, shout out to all them, like, that have, like, you know, physical illnesses and that, like, for them, I think it's a lot harder because as I see as a point of view, like, they have got to get around. They can't do, like, the things that a normal person would do in life. Not saying I'm not normal, but, like, you know, if they've lost, like, their legs and everything or in a wheelchair, they obviously can't do what a normal person would do. You know what I mean? And then, like, they've got to try and live a different lifestyle than what a normal person would live.
Yeah.
I know it's a bit hard for me to say because, like, I haven't had it, but, like, they've got to try and put a different mindset in, but at least I'm still alive and living on this earth and all that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
So no, there's
Yeah.
thing, isn't it, about physical stuff? Because you can see that really easy, but mental stuff, anyone could have it, and like,
Yeah, that's what I mean.
yeah,
Physical stuff. Everyone can see, and I know there's some people out there that just take the mick like 24/7 out of people like that. Like every single day, they just take the mick out of them. And obviously, if that person can see that, then obviously they're obviously going to get mental health over it, or I'm going to worry about it and everything, and that could make their day even worse, or they could be feeling down, and that could make them feel worse inside.
yeah.
Yeah.
Then
100%.
obviously, and then it like leads obviously some people, it will lead to them having suicidal thoughts and that, which that shouldn't be, but like it's what happens really.
100%. It's a shame though. This sort of links into what we were talking about earlier.
Anything else?
But do you think people should get diagnosed, and why? Hello?
Hello.
Yeah. Do you think people should get diagnosed, and why?
Well, obviously, if like as I said before, like obviously, if you're going through a hard time and you feel really down and you feel like the world's against you, and from my personal experience and that, I just felt like useless and I just felt like the world's against me and all that, and like it's just an hard thing to get through, and obviously family members around me obviously noticed it, and I said to me, like, you've got to go to the doctors and you've got to tell like the doctor everything what you feel, and then after that they will seek the help that you need.
Yeah. Next question then. Why do you think mental health is such an issue nowadays more than ever?
Well, mental issues is more important nowadays because some people, like people in the world, some people don't take it too serious, and there's a lot of people out there that don't really care or bother about mental illness, and like, a lot of people think, oh, they're just making it up while they get over it and that, but what they've got to actually realise, it really is an issue, because obviously most people do commit suicide through this sort of issues.
Yeah.
And that's why I think a lot more people in the world should put out awareness stuff about this sort of stuff because of what people are going through and everything.
Yeah, yeah.
People could get it through bullying, people could get it through work issues, people can get it through loss of family members, people could get it through like lost jobs, like even that, people could even get it if they're homeless, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like they could just go through a lot because they could be bankrupt and that, and then like, you know, obviously they have nothing to live for because I've got nothing to go back to.
Do you think social? Oh, sorry, Aaron.
I was just about to say what you were going to say, actually.
Oh, I said, do you think social media links into any of this?
Yes and no, to be honest. As I said, there's cyberbullying really in it.
Yeah, but I feel like people are they get sucked into things that don't really matter. Like, people take all these photos of themselves, and it doesn't really matter where you are on, like, the, I don't know, the popularity spectrum or whatever. If you have, like...
Yeah, go on.
If you have, like, 1 million friends on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, and you have pictures with loads of different people, you know, you're sort of like putting this thing across like, oh, you want to be me, you want to be me. But I wish people would just like live in the moment more rather than saying, oh, let's all take a picture now. I wish they just live in the moment and forget about taking a picture, you know.
But saying about photos and everything, it also depends on as well. There's a lot of people that's obviously overweight, and there's a lot of people that's underweight and that, and I'm very cautious about their body and everything, and they could get mental illness through that.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like, it just seems like now everything's like a competition, because back in the day, like before like Facebook and all this, the only people you really talked to, like, you know, put photos up, was your mates, and you didn't really care about anyone else. Whereas now you can view someone from like the other side of the world and like, oh, they've got more mates than me, oh, look how prettier they are than me and all that, and you just feel down all the time.
This is not to do anything to do with mental illness or anything, but it doesn't matter how you look or how you, like, the size of you or anything. You just got to live your own life and live, like, enjoy it while you're here, to be honest.
I think size kind of matters, not for your appearance, but your health, though.
Yeah.
If you're like 500 pounds, you need to lose a bit of weight. You need to cut back. You need to cut back on the cheeseburgers a bit.
But that's not like our decision. That's their own decision. Really.
Oh no, I'm not having a go. I'm just giving them I'm trying to give them good advice. Like,
and also as well with mental health as well, you can comfort eat and become big as well. Like, you can put a load of weight on.
Yeah. I'm not saying that you shouldn't comfort eat sometimes, but you need to try and be healthy. You need to try and comfort eat with, you know, healthy shit if you can.
I mean, going back to me, like, I used to drink a load of fizzy pop and everything. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But like, since I've had this like mental illness and everything, and like obviously I have good days and bad days. Now I've become this person that I have to drink a lot of water. You know what I mean? It just helps me through all that.
Yeah, man.
It makes me feel a lot healthier, and it makes my body feel more clean.
Fair enough. Because with sugary shit, I'm not a fan of those sort of sugary fizzy drinks, but with sugary shit, you feel like hyped up for a bit, and then you go on like a bit of a low, you know,
but
like, physically.
But all I'm putting out there, yeah, to anyone who's got mental illness, yeah, don't be addicted to anything like energy drinks or drugs or things like that, because they do not do good. Trust me. Because I'm addicted, like, when I'm down and that, I admit that I have energy drinks like no one's business. I can get through like 3 or 4 cans, and like I feel absolutely shit after a while of drinking them. Because once you've drunk it, you feel better, but like, it's the after effect. It really makes you feel worse after.
Yeah. Do you think
back down on them?
Yeah. So, next point then. Do you think that, next question, do you think that people spending too much time on video games can affect them a bit?
Well, mentally and physically, really, because if I'm spending like 9 or 10 hours a day on video games and not getting no exercise, or them eating a load of rubbish while playing the games and that, then obviously it's going to affect their health, probably physically and mentally, really. And they're just behind the screen 24/7.
Yeah, because the problem is people get sucked into this world, especially how you can talk to people on the in party chats or PS4 chats or whatever, or Discord. You know, if you get sucked into this social aspect, it's all right. But if you're getting addicted to it and you're not used to communicating with people outside of this, you know, this internet bubble, you're gonna do yourself a bit of a hindrance.
And they do get social anxiety as well if they don't go out and socialise a lot.
Yeah.
That's what I find in some people who play video games like 24/7. Like, you get social anxiety, and where you don't want to go out because you're scared of going out. Because I'm sucked into the video games, like 18+ games where people are killing each other and that.
Violence, and
then they're scared to go outside because that might happen to them.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I feel like people get a sense of achievement because they're good at the game and they might not have achieved much in their life really, but they're really amazing at this game, so they're a bit more like hooked into it and they want to keep playing it because that makes them feel good because they feel like they're good at something.
I'm not saying like when you got mental health, don't play video games, because I find
Yeah.
it helps relax my mind a bit and gets mind off things. But like, don't go on it for like 12 or 13 hours. Well, maybe 2 or 3, and then after that, go out and do some exercises or just go for a walk or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, there's some people, you know, and a lot of stuff is good in moderation, and video games is one of them. But I mean, there's some people there's one dude who spent like 290 days on Ark Survival, and that's only been out since I think late 2017. I don't know, or mid 2017. I can't remember. But I mean, that's insane, isn't it? Really, people spending that much time on a game. But mind you, there's quite a lot of people who spend like 90 odd days on games, which is still bad. I feel like for a good game, if you're really hooked in, maybe 40 days over like years and years and years. But if if it's only been out for a short time, I think over 100 days is a bit too much, even if it's been out for years, you know.
Yeah. How about Aaron's honest opinion? What's your opinion, Aaron? You haven't spoken much.
Yeah, I've just been sort of like sitting back because I want to let this conversation flow, and I keep butting in, but. Yeah, I do feel like some games, they do promote. I'm not having a go at the gaming industry at all, but like it is that thing where it's like you're in a game, and you're like, oh, this is like the perfect fantasy world, and you know you can. It's just weird how the game ties into the real world, and then when you actually need to live in the real world, you can't anymore because it just changes your perception of the world so much.
Mhm.
It's like in our generation now, I think mental illness is the most, probably up there with a load of stuff.
Mhm. It is quite a big issue.
And that's why people have got to like make awareness videos or awareness posters everywhere.
Yeah.
Because then if someone knows someone's suffering, maybe try and help them. Know what I mean?
Another thing linking to the video game stuff though, I feel like since the online shit's come, because you know with PS2 there was barely anyone who had like online or whatever. I know there was multiplayer options, but there wasn't really any party chat. It was more story based, and once you finish a story, good, the game's over with, finished. With this online, it seems to like last forever. You just keep playing and playing and playing. And I think that's where a big problem is really.
Yeah.
Alright then, next question. Let me just get it up. I think, because someone just messaged me, so the questions have just gone. But, let me just scroll up. The next question. What do you think people who don't take it seriously enough then, and why don't you think they take it seriously enough? Like, as an issue?
Because there's not enough awareness out there, and that's why people don't take it serious.
I think
because you could go outside, and like you could meet someone, and like say you just get talking to him or something, and then they like talk to you, and then you seem like all miserable and that, and then they go and say, "Oh, why are you miserable and everything?" And then you just tell them, and then they just have a go at you for like being like that.
There are a few people who are unsympathetic, aren't there?
That's why I think more people have got to be aware of this sort of stuff in nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
There is like a really bad like stigma about some stuff. So if it's mainly about depression and anxiety, if you are medically diagnosed as having depression or that, and if you tell someone, I think because there's that many people now who claim they have depression and anxiety who don't, people think, well, are you telling the truth?
Yeah, because there's so many people saying this for attention. They think it's like cool to have these issues. They think, oh yeah, I'm edgy, I've been through bad stuff, feel sorry for me, blah, 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 blah. But in reality, you know, you're taking away from the people who have real issues. Like I say, if you've been diagnosed, then you seriously do have it. The doctor is a professional. If you're not being diagnosed, then how's anyone meant to believe you? It could be a million times worse than you're making it out to be, or it could be nowhere near as bad as you're making it out to be, you know. But get diagnosed in case it is a million times worse, you know, or in case it isn't as bad as you make it.
If you don't see anybody like this, it's for everyone like this watching this, if it's like, if it gets to the point where you're actually feeling suicidal and everything, I'd go and see someone immediately, straight away, because that's the biggest issue with today's society as well. A lot of people don't go to the doctors because they're scared to go, or they lock themselves away from people, and then obviously they're like 2 days after them found themselves dead, and that like people have found their relatives dead and that because of this issue. And that's why we need more people to be aware.
Yeah,
I was just thinking as well, it doesn't help. I don't know if this is a question you're going to bring up or something, but it doesn't help when, like, influencers, I'm using that with quotation marks, like, there was that one woman on YouTube who, her merchandise is literally a jumper with the word anxiety on it, and that's just putting
Jeez.
out, that's just, like, a terrible message to send out.
See, to me, like, that'd be offensive and that, and I'd have to report that.
Yeah.
Me dealing with it and having it, like, it's just terrible. Like, that should be, like, you know, they should literally, you know, just...
The fact that they're selling it, the fact that they should just make, if they feel that strongly about it, they should make a video about it. They shouldn't try and sell stuff and make money off of a serious issue. That's just absolutely despicable.
Yeah. It's just...
Absolute joke.
Just making money off people's, like, genuine...
demises and their issues, you know.
I
it's
mean,
horrible.
if they sold it, say if they were selling it to like people who suffer with it and that, and then put all the money to charity,
I
would respect them. But like, if they're just selling it just to make them be rich or have money and that, like, I'm afraid, like, I'm not going to support it because it's just a waste of their time, to be honest.
I was actually about to say that, yeah. If they gave all the money that they made off an anxiety or a depression T-shirt, if they gave all that cash to a charity that deals with these issues, then that'd be amazing. I'd have all the time in the world for them and I'd respect them. But they're probably just doing it to benefit their own pockets when they've already got more than enough cash to live on. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Absolute joke.
I agree with your points there. It's just like, you know.
All right then. What advice would you give to family and friends of people who have depression or anxiety? So how should they deal with people who have these problems? Because it's a bit of stress for them as well.
Well, don't push them. Don't push the person to do stuff if they don't want to do it. Just let them be who they want to be.
Yeah.
And try and help them along the way. So, like, if they say if they don't want to go out on that day, don't push them to go out because it just makes someone worse than that.
It probably would make them not want to come out even more if you keep pushing them.
Yeah.
If you're more understanding and say, I really think this would help you if you came out today, but if you don't want to come out, that's absolutely fine, mate, I understand. But if you keep pushing them and say, no, you must come out, I make you feel a million times better, you'll just feel annoyed and a bit aggravated.
Yeah.
Even if it's people with good intentions, it isn't really helping.
And I'd always be there for that person, whoever has it, and like try and help them in any way possible.
Yeah.
Like not help them all the time, but like be there for when they need you and that.
Yeah. Do you think money helps? Like, say if £1 million was dumped on someone with mental health issues, because you see a lot of these celebrities who end up getting everything and then they're depressed or they end up topping themselves, which is a shame, really. So, do you think money helps or not?
I don't know what Billy's going to say, but I'll say after Billy if you want.
No, say it now if you want.
Right, I was going to say there's a massive difference between being rich and wealthy. So being rich is just, you have money, but you can blow all that money straight away and you'll be back to normal. But being wealthy is having, support around you. You got stuff to fall back on. So,
not sponsors and what have you, and
basically
family.
You've got like stuff built up. So just being given money, it's not going to help anyone. They're going to blow it on random stuff that they think's going to make them happy. I think.
Hang on. I think what he's trying to mean, like all these charities and everything supporting it. What they intend to do, they intend to build more like counselling thing, like counsellors up for them and counselling and that, and build big buildings for them and that. Because if someone's mental illness is really bad, they can take them into like a mental home and that for a few weeks or
like months. A rehab, yeah.
Yeah. So like I think that's what he's trying to say with money. Like they don't exactly give you money, like you're meaning to like a charity or something.
I was like thinking though, because like what you said, if you give someone, because people in the world think that they just want money. They want to be a millionaire or something. But if you genuinely give someone £1 million, for example, it's not going to make them happy. They'll be happy for a little bit, and then once they've spent it all,
the thing is, yeah,
down, won't they?
Short term, isn't it?
The thing is,
the
thing is though, like with the money and everything, if I had £1 million, like it wouldn't solve my mental health issues because near and on in life, like I'll always have it in lifetime and everything, and like sometimes it'll be hard, and that it won't solve anything being rich, or like it won't solve anything.
Yeah.
Maybe if you're poor and you can't afford anything, maybe that's when it would affect me. But like being rich and that, I still think that I'd be depressed in life. I think being poor will make a lot more people depressed and everything, because they can't have what the rich people have, or what this person's bought, or what that person's bought, if you know what I mean.
It really does depend on the person, though. Like,
yeah, that's what I mean.
Like, I'm pretty sure there are some really... I feel like if you're the person who's earned that money for your family or whatever, for your kids, I feel like you'll be happy, but there's a chance your kids might be unhappy because they haven't earned it. They've just sort of been given it, so they're used to having everything they want, and there's, they might become a bit lazy and what have you. So yeah. I feel like that it depends on the person, because if you've earned all that money and you've worked your arse off, I'm not saying everyone who's like kids born into rich families will be unhappy. I'm just saying, it could happen. But I feel like if you've earned it and worked really hard and you've still got goals, and you do stuff with the money and you enjoy yourself, I feel like you might be a bit better off. But like I say, it depends on the person, in my opinion.
I think it's like mental health. It's not all about money, is it? It's not like if you're depressed, it's not always about money. It could be about like your mates, and you can't buy mates, can you?
Yeah, because some people probably, they're rich and famous, but do they have regular friends? Because you got to think, like Mike Tyson, when he was 20, he had millions and millions and millions and millions and millions. He was a multi-millionaire. But the thing is, he probably didn't have regular social skills, and he probably didn't have people who really cared about him. He probably only had fake friends who cared about ripping him off, which is sad, really.
Yeah.
Basically clout chasing.
Yeah.
You don't clout chase someone.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a terrible thing.
One last question then. Billy, what do you think of people like putting stuff up on the internet who haven't got issues, and they just keep saying, "Oh, feel bad for me, I've got these issues," and they're not helping themselves or doing anything about it?
As I say, like if they put it up on the internet and everything, it's kind of like attention seeking and that, and it's not like, it's like, we know that you're the person that don't have it. We know you go out and do this. We know you do that. Like we know about the person anyway. Like pulling it up on social media, it's just basically making everyone feel sorry for you when there's nothing wrong with you.
Yeah.
I mean, fair play if you got it and that. Like, obviously, you're going to put it on social media, but, like, if you haven't, just don't post on social media.
Yeah, well, get help as well, obviously.
And be sure, if you have got it, be sure and go somewhere and get help. Like, it's a big thing, and I know it's a big thing. It's hard to get out of some situations, because I've been in, like, hard situations for the past year, but eventually you've just got to get over it and then just try and overcome the problems. And some days is obviously going to be harder than the others, but, it's just life these days, and you've got to, But if you get to suicidal thoughts and everything, then that's when you've got to physically go to the doctors and ask her what to do and that.
100%, man. But yeah, anything else you guys want to add?
Just, I don't want to sound like an idiot, but I know I have this thing online now. I don't trust a lot of people when they say they have it online, when they put up saying, "I'm depressed, feel bad for me," that sort of thing. But if you genuinely do feel like that, just go to the doctors. It costs nothing if you're in England or the UK. If you're in America, and if you feel like you have it, it doesn't matter how much it costs, it's always going to be worth it. Just, go and get it sorted
help
out
yourself,
first.
innit? You got to help yourself. Do what's best for you.
Just be selfish when it comes to your own mental. It's not like it's anyone else. It's not going to affect anyone else. You need to sort it out for yourself.
Yeah.
And you don't want to put a strain on like your family or anyone else like that. Just get it sorted out for yourself.
So in that aspect, being selfish in that situation, thinking about yourself, will help other people, because if you're better off, you're making them have a laugh, you're making them happy, they'll be happy. If you're down, they might be more down.
Yeah, exactly. You just
if you have like really good friends and that, and they make you laugh and everything, I think them are the friends that will understand what you go through, and then when you're down, they know how to like make you happy, and then they know that they've made you happy, which might make them a lot more better about themselves as well.
Yeah. One
And
last
bless
thing
you, whoever sneezed.
Fingers,
Thank you.
James.
Yeah, one last thing I wanted to add though. People who haven't got mental illness but are down, or they're jealous of someone, or they're angry, or they're annoyed about a situation or whatever, that probably can cause depression. But if that's the sole thing and it's not causing you depression, or you're not feeling down all the time, still go and get help anyway. Help yourself. That's my final point. So that's it then.
I've just got
One
one
last
thing.
thing.
Oh, were you gonna say?
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
One last thing as well. I wouldn't be jealous of everyone because we're all the same. We're all human beings at the end of the day.
Yeah,
We all
I'm just
know
saying if
what
people
things-
was though.
Yeah,
Just saying
like
if people was.
if people was, we're all human beings. We all go through anxiety and depression at some point in our lives. Like you might not have it now, James, but like in 4 or 5 years' time, something bad could happen.
Something
You
could
get
happen,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, same. So as you as well as like
Yeah.
you could get it within like the next 5 or 6 years, which I hope it don't happen. But
Well, we could all feel down at some point. We could all get we can all get down. Hopefully I don't get it full blown or whatever, but we all feel down sometimes. So yeah.
I was just gonna end it off by saying, I don't want to end it on a weird note or whatever, but just because for one day of the week you feel depressed does not mean you have depression. That's all I'm. There's a massive difference between them. So if you're feeling down one day, don't assume you're depressed. And even if you do, just go to the doctors, because even if they say no, you're completely fine, you're in the clear. Then you know that you're all right.
well, if you're constantly getting it, then I'd literally do something about it.
Yeah, because the thing is, when it's a bit annoying when people like emotionally blackmail people, and try and say, I've got this issue, you have to do this with me now. No, people who have genuine issues don't want to do stuff. It's other people getting them to do stuff,
Yeah.
I don't agree with emotional blackmail at all. But I know it sounds like me and Aaron are sort of having a go at people. We're not. We're just, we're trying to stick out, put our necks out for the people who've got genuine issues, because they're the most important ones, really. People who are feeling down about something or feeling a bit gutted, they're still important. But the people who are on the brink of suicide, or the people who are really anxious and down all the time, I feel like their issues, deserve more thought and deserve more input, really. So, yeah.
And on that note, we can move on to the next topic.
Which is Jeremy Kyle. Now,
It kind of links because, like, obviously what's happened and that, but,
Yeah. So, like I say, this is still going to be quite serious as well. So what happened with Jeremy Kyle was his show's been cancelled. Now, first off, I'll say, you guys can say your opinion next, but, like, I'll say what I think of the show. I think it's a bit of a mess show. I'm not really a fan of reality TV. It's just a bit naff. It's a bit
I've got one good point.
What was that show in America called?
Jerry
Spring. Yeah. It's just sort of like that, really, except
I've
it's
got
gone
a good-
on for
I've
a lot
got a
longer.
good point about that. I've always thought Jeremy, like, whatever his name is, Jeremy Kyle, I always thought, that everyone just wanted to go on there just for the fame and money, because they actually get a bit of money out of that. Like, it's just ridiculous amount they actually get money off of that. Like, I think people just do it for a joke sometimes, just to
Some
get on
people
TV.
definitely do for attention or their 5 minutes of fame. I personally, the show's been going on since like 2005, which is madness, really. You got to think, like, what the hell's going on? Like, they've got 3,320 episodes, which is insane. And they just ITV kept putting this shit up every single morning. Now, like I say, the show's okay, but 3,000 episodes, come on, I don't really think, like, shows should be saying, come on here, we'll exploit you for entertainment, we'll try and help you. Like, the thing is, Jeremy Kyle, he really has a go at the guests, and I don't really like that. I know he helps a few guests. Like, I remember there was this one girl who stole a wallet, and they were on there, and he was really sympathetic to her. I think she was like 18 or something. And he was really sympathetic towards her, but sometimes he's just an absolute cock to people. He goes mental at them. And when you're going through some serious issue, you don't want some prick who's supposed to help you having to go being like, "What's the matter with you? You lied, you sack of shit! Rah! They're already in a weak position.
Yeah,
And
that's
you're
funny, that
fucking,
is.
you're having
Oh.
a go at them. Like, you, and the thing is, he's like, the lie detector test 100% true! 100% true!
See,
Facts! But then,
there's 2 points in that, yeah. Like, obviously, yeah, Jeremy and Carl don't know what he's going through, like anyone's going through in that, and he shouldn't really shout at him like he does. But the other point is, what if I'm perfectly fine and I've done wrong? Then you would know, like, you know. Then I think it's right for him to shout. You know what I mean?
well, I think if they're just a genuine piece of crap.
I think you should talk to him first before exactly shouting at him and that, because it's going to make someone feel worse, to be honest.
Well, I don't know. I don't think you should really shout. If there's someone who's a piece of shit, who's abused someone, who's just being a genuine prick, then he's got a bit of a right to have a go. But Bill, imagine if you went to a therapist session and the therapist was just like, "Fuck you!" Rah! Like, come on, you know, what would you?
That would just make my day worse, to be honest.
Yeah. Imagine if you told him something personal, said, "Please, can you help me? I'm paying you to help me here." You know, obviously these couples or whoever should get normal therapy, really. But Jeremy Carl's meant to be a decent therapist, you know, but he's clearly not.
I mean, on the side note, like, I watch it like every Friday. I used to put a thing on where all the like disabled people, disabled kids and everything, and he used to make their dream come true. Like, you know, I remember one person went on there with cancer and that, and before he died, he wanted to go somewhere, and Jeremy Kyle actually spent a load of money for him to go to that place with his family, and I think that's nice, to be honest.
That's really admirable.
Like, he's got two sides to, like, himself, to be honest. He's got, like, the shouting side, and then he's got the nice and, you know.
I mean, obviously we know this isn't really him. He's not a mentalist who goes around shouting at people. But this is just for entertainment. But the thing is, it's people's demises here. It's people feeling sad and down, and they're at their worst. They've been humiliated on telly. Do you really want to make them feel worse? Want to offer up a solution here? You know. But yeah. I've just looked it up on the internet, just something to say quickly, and it says that the staff was smoking weed with guests,
Oh yeah, I read that.
piled
I
on
heard
with
about
alcohol.
that. I heard about that. Like, I actually think that's true. Like, not even, like, you know, not sticking up for anyone, but I actually kind of think that's true.
Yeah.
Because have you heard that thing about the lie detector thing? Because obviously the lie detectors don't work because the British police don't use them. I know American police do, but they're not the most reliable thing. But if on the show they got, you know, like a result back and they didn't know, they just take it to the producers and go, well, which way do you want to spin it? Do you want to say this man cheated or this man didn't cheat? And they'll go, well, if we say he cheated, we'll get a few more views in. So they change like that, and that they're
Just for the money.
messing around with people's, you know, actual lives just for like a few more views.
Yeah.
It's just for the money, to be
Yeah,
honest.
totally for the money.
And to be honest, it was always on at like 10 in the morning or whatever. You know, what old people, I suppose some old people would watch it, but how's it getting enough viewing figures to keep continuing? Surely they'd put it, I mean, who's watching this shit?
Can I just say...
You know, it's
people,
ridiculous. Maybe it's 6
also-
in the morning. I don't know.
Also, people watch it as well. People who don't work
Yeah.
and not in work watch it as well. So you get where I'm coming from. And the people on that show is all the same, really. They don't work and they haven't got a life. So it's basically for them who don't work, really.
Do you think they can relate to it then? On some level?
a lot. Like, you know, I'm gonna have to put my point across. Like, you know, they've got to, like, people who don't work. Then I don't want anyone to know about it because they're probably the same, to be honest.
Yeah.
And people just go on that show just for a bit of fame and then, like, oh, go off and then I'm all happy and all that. And then make a bit of money off it and then, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll get, obviously, I'm pretty sure if you're watching this, you know why it was cancelled. But, so, a guest.
And if
I'm
you
not-
haven't, you've been living under a rock. But,
Yeah.
you know.
All from a different country, just saying.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
haven't wasted your time listening to bloody a nonsense Jeremy Carl rubbish. But anyway, it's sort of like, it's sad and it needs to be brought up, to be honest. So yeah.
And also, linking to that as well, like, I read it when it first came out, yeah. A guy went on there, like, I think it was 2 weeks before it got cancelled, and then after that week, I think he suffered with mental health. Actually, I'm not quite sure, but like apparently he committed suicide because of what happened on the Jeremy Kyle show, and he felt absolutely humiliated by the audience and Jeremy himself. No, I think that shouldn't have been allowed on telly or should be aired on telly because of that.
Well, ITV said they're not going to air it, so.
Yeah, so I'm glad like they've actually finally come out with something to say, yeah, it's wrong. You shouldn't have done that. And I hope Jeremy Kyle has actually like learned his lesson.
Mhm. Well, it's been cancelled, so he can't shout at people anymore. To be honest, people think Jeremy fixes some people's lives. He doesn't really, you know. They send him backstage to talk to this dude called Graham. If you don't know who he is, he's the bald dude with glasses. And he's really understanding and calm. He's what a therapist should be. Yeah. But he's a therapist, but he's what what someone should really be saying to the people, not shouting at them. And obviously the Jeremy Kyle team give him rehabs.
I think before it's aired and that, I think they should exactly talk to the people and like ask them what's happened and that.
I know
and their situation.
I know they have to have one of those like medical screenings before and after to like
that's what I mean. Yeah,
and then cool them down after because it's so intense. But yeah, it's just a bit mental, really, that you have to do that on a TV show.
So was what happened on there 100% like what happened on Jeremy Kyle, or was there personal things going on as well? Or both?
Well, I know, I'm not too sure what was happening with this man. I think I don't want to get into like really specifics about like this individual because it's not very fair on the family at the moment.
No, 100% not.
But all I know is that when you go, well, if you had to go on that show, before you went on, you had to go through like a psychological screening because it is that intense that they have to make sure that you won't break on stage. And then after, you go to like a therapist and they give you like I don't know how long it is, but they like mentally cool you down basically, so you can return back to society without being affected.
Mm-hmm.
I reckon a lot of these people who go on, I reckon they do get backlash in the street. Like putting everything aside, I reckon they do get backlash in the street off anyone.
But there's that many episodes that who's really good? Unless you watch every single one and you know each person, how are you going to spot them?
Who really can keep track of like 3,000 episodes of a show?
No, I'm just saying like after that one show, I reckon like there has been people that's been affected by that, like a person in public and that.
Yeah. I know
well,
hiding off that show, aren't they now?
Yeah, I mean at least there won't be.
I'm glad they've actually took it off.
Yeah, same. Because it does just seem like a load of rubbish. Like I know you sort of when I was younger, I sort of did laugh at it a bit. Oh, look at these people, because obviously it's been around since 2005. Yeah. So it is. When you're younger, seeing people angry, it's kind of funny. But as I got older, I thought this is horrible. This is people's lives being messed around with,
Sometimes there's a few joking ones on there that I laugh at because it's just funny, but like half the time it's just like you don't know what this person's gone through to make him this way. I mean, someone could become abusive to their like girlfriend or boyfriend and that, but they don't know what they've been through in life. They could have been like abused as a kid.
Yeah, but abusing, taking your frustrations out on other people is just passing passing on a bad habit, really, so I don't think that's justified. I think they should get help, like we've said at the start.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That should get help, but like that's what I mean. Jeremy Kyle needs to like.
He needs to understand. Yeah.
Yeah, like if they have done that, then obviously Jeremy Kyle will have to say, "Well, we're going to get help with this person at the back, whatever, Graham, whatever."
I mean, to be honest, if they've got issues, if someone's got issues on there, they shouldn't really be doing that sort of, they should medically test them properly. They shouldn't let them on if they spot any issues with them. Or if they're medical test.
I reckon some people still do it for the publicity and the money, to be honest.
Yeah, probably. Wouldn't be a surprise.
So anything else or?
No, nothing else to add. Now on to the YouTube news. Aaron, you want to add anything about that or nothing?
Not about. I can't think of anything about the Jeremy Kyle thing.
The YouTube news. Well,
right.
KSI and Deji beef
What is
you
there more
playing
beef?
at?
Is there more beef?
I have not
Yeah.
watched their video. It's a 50-minute video, and I'm not watching that.
Yeah, I did see Deji saying with a video that said goodbye on it, and it was 40.
Yeah, basically, KSI should have over the years have like bullied like Deji into doing videos, and every video they do is always KSI beating Deji and that. Like, you know, I've always respected KSI, and I still do, but like seeing that, I kind of disrespected him in that because like
Well, what proof did Deji have?
all the videos that he's made and everything. Like he shows in the video that all the videos it's always KSI beating Deji up.
But couldn't you have made that observation beforehand, before you didn't like KSI?
No, I
You lost
still
a bit.
like him, but like I just lost a little bit of disrespect. Like KSI, if you're watching this, yeah, just be nice to your brother, man. Like because he said at the end, because he said at the end of the video like that he feels suicidal and everything, and
What?
again he's through mental illness and that, and his mom's going through a lot of stuff. So it's obvious that something's happened between them both.
Again,
Yeah, apparently Deji
the
feels
thing
suicidal.
is, no, Deji could have avoided all of this stuff in the first place in their first beef if he had just taken that thing down. Remember when he said the one thing you ain't been spreading, that JJ paid for your wedding?
Yeah.
If he had and he actually showed the bank details, he didn't, it's personal stuff. If he had just taken that down in the first place instead of caring more about views, he could have avoided the whole situation.
Yeah, but now he's like Deji sticking up for himself because KSI apparently bullies him online and that.
But still, did he show any messages? What proof?
Basically, all in KSI's videos, is literally everything he's doing is just cyberbullying Deji over with views and everything.
Oh, weird. Very bizarre. So that was I didn't even, to be honest, it's just absolutely insane.
Oh
It's
yeah,
just crazy.
and with YouTube, yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe on this channel, yeah, please.
Cheeky plug. There we go.
Yeah.
Aaron needs some money. His bank's going low.
By the way, I just
man.
want to clear up, I'm not asking for any donations. Just. But yeah, I haven't really
Drop a
got,
penny donation. It'd be cool.
I haven't really got too much to talk about. But this more applies to James. Have you seen the Callum's Corner recent video?
Which one, about the alpha male stuff or the paranormal activity
The
or
paranormal
him ripping hair off
activity.
his legs? I watched a bit of it, but then I was busy. So.
No,
It's interesting, but he's not the type of person to do stuff for drama. So it's either he's doing this for drama now, or it's genuine. I honestly believe it's genuine.
you see, the thing is with Callum Corner, yeah. Like, I think he's trying to just get up there with the clout and everything. He's just trying to make himself someone that he's not. He's just trying to like leech off everyone else.
But he does YouTube on his
Yeah.
own now, and he doesn't. The only person he really does it frequently with is Tom Stockdale, but
And then
made
he
Tom Stockdale really.
and then he actually it was KSI who made Tom Stockdale.
Yeah,
Another
off-
story.
Off
No,
camera.
yeah, but Callum's Corner originally was like, my mate Tom Stockdale.
Then they remember those vlogs they did.
What rogs?
You know,
What are you on about?
in Wales when he goes like "Wagwan G" and all that with Tom Stockdale.
What?
You haven't seen them?
No.
Oh, they're about a year old now, but they're pretty funny.
Link them to me later. The main videos I like the Calamate YouTube is a stick click, but it's just so funny and like obviously the production value isn't there. It's just a funny video. YouTube is a steak.
No,
Such a funny video.
I'm sorry. Callum's Corner's music videos, they're something else. They're just better than everyone else out there.
They're
better
funny.
than all the distracts. Sorry.
But yeah, I don't know what else you wanna bring up.
Haven't you got much YouTube? What actually happened in the? I've got another story after this. What has actually happened in the video, in the paranormal video? Then
Basically, he's been finding loads of knives that have gone missing from his house, and they're being thrown at his house and thrown into like chopping boards and stuff. And yeah, he's basically finding loads of weird stuff. And in the video, his TV. It sounds really random, but his TV turns on, and I sort of know how that happens.
how does that happen?
Basically, because he has a Virgin TV box, if someone, like a few houses away, has one, and they point their remote in the general direction of your TV, it can turn on. Because it's a universal thing. So,
Well,
That might.
Callum's
be...
Corner exposed. That's
No,
the
I'm just
title of the
saying
video.
that's.
So what else? What other paranormal stuff happened? People throwing knives. That's obviously just people stealing stuff.
What was it? There's like things are turning on by themselves.
It
There's
could be him just to.
There's noises in his attic, and he's gone investigating.
Probably his mum banging. Probably.
I didn't hear that then.
His mum banging in the attic.
Oh god.
Sorry, this meant to be a serious video. Oh my god.
No, the YouTube news can be a bit of joking or just general news. The thing is, the sad thing.
Jeez, Billy.
No, this is actually funny. Yo, in the attic, his mum could be banging. That joke, man.
No. Why I'm laughing is because we've said to Callum, we want to try and get on Callum's Corner on the podcast eventually, someday, somehow we will try to.
Yeah.
And if he sees this, Billy saying, "His mum in the attic," wah! Like he's gonna say, "All these spasmoids are joking about me."
No. On a real though, yeah, I actually like Callum Corner.
Yeah, he's a legend. He's one of the best YouTubers.
Although he's a tic-tac, but you know.
You've just ruined our chances of
Yeah.
ever getting him on here. You've just ruined.
We're back to
Never
square
mind.
One. Back to square one with this.
Okay then, Callum's Corner. Yeah, if you're watching this, can you actually try and get a link to any of us lot, and then we can do a video together, please.
He does follow me on Twitter, so I might be able to DM him.
Which is insane. Yeah, Aaron, you really
Did
need
you
to DM
actually?
him
Yeah,
at
he
some
follows
point.
me
Yeah,
on Twitter.
yeah.
Congratulations.
Okay.
But yeah, what did he do in that Alpha Male video? What was his best animal then? Because he said there's like. Did you watch that one?
No, I didn't watch that one.
Doggy style.
No, Bill.
What about?
His best animal was probably a dog. Doggy style.
Oh, what about what about his video where?
Bill. I might have to cut this part out. This is just mental.
No, keep it.
Yeah.
Keep it.
Keep it, man. It's funny.
What about the bit when what about the one where he's ripping hair off his legs?
Oh, and he just goes, "This is easy," and he's just like ripping hair off.
And then he goes, "Ah!" Oh yeah, Billy. We did a YouTube review of him a few podcasts ago, and I forgot to mention that there was one where he got about 8 ulcers in his mouth, and he goes, "I've bitten it! I've bitten it again!" Do you know what I'm on about, Aaron?
Did you
Yeah.
see the Did you see the video where we stayed in the hotel that only cost £1?
That really
or
shit
something?
hotel, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was meant to be £1 or £8, but it ended up being 17 quid, and it was the shittest hotel ever.
Yeah, I actually found that video
should-
really interesting, to be honest.
We should do that one
Yeah.
day and record it all. No, I'm not
Oh
joking.
yeah, that'd
Joking.
that'd be sick. No, that'd actually.
Oh,
No,
if
no,
this
okay,
video-
no, I'm joking.
if-
I'm
no,
joking.
if this,
Don't.
no. If this video gets 20 likes in the next 24 hours, we'll actually do it.
No, we're not. Maybe vlog a trip for a laugh, but we're not doing that shit. You can, Billy, and you can film it, but yeah, no. So, what other weird shit? Do you remember, Billy? I want to get your reaction to this. I don't know if you remember this, but I was laughing my arse off when Aaron brought it up. Callum's Corner says, because he was so annoyed at Tic Tac at one point, he wanted to make a video where he shoots Tic Tacs out of his arse, but YouTube wouldn't allow it. What do you think?
He's gonna
How's that part?
he's
Is he
gonna
just going
bend
to
o-
shove? Is he just going to shove him up there with his one finger?
He said
And just bend
he was
over.
gonna bend. He said he was gonna bend over and then pop them in and fire them out.
That's a funny. My life.
This last 10 minutes, I don't even know what it is.
No, it's just, yeah, you literally bring up weird stuff, man.
All right then. What about the video, Billy, when he says, "Pervy little Roman staring at me, wolf whistling tits tack, tits tack." Up his bloody arse if they don't do anything about this. All right, that's the end of the Callum's Corner stuff because this has just got pistol mental. All right, then the story that I want to bring up. Aaron, have you got any more stories? Is this
No.
the last one? If I bring it up, all right,
Yeah,
then this is the last one. Then the guy with 4 boxing titles Anthony Joshua has lost last night
Oh
against
my god.
Andy Ruiz, is it? Andy
Yeah.
Ruiz.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah. Honestly, I've seen that, and weight and height doesn't mean anything. Like honestly.
Well, it obviously does, but okay.
Yeah, because the guy was way bigger and he's way smaller, and Anthony Joshua was like, I think you're like a 1 foot taller or something.
1 foot tall.
No,
So-
something like that.
Bill, have you lost it?
No, he was taller. Anthony Joshua was
So hold on. So Andy Rich was 5'6", the smallest heavyweight ever. Bloody hell!
No, I never said he was 5'6".
No, you said he was a foot smaller. Joshua was 6'6".
No, what I mean is Joshua seems like about 2 or 3 foot taller than.
But so he what? So he's 3'6" now.
No, you don't get it, man. The guy was probably about 6 foot or 6
No,
foot
he was
2,
6'2". Yeah, Joshua was 6'6", so it's 4 inches. He had such a small reach as well. He did quite well.
Yeah, and like I've seen like highlights and everything, and honestly, that guy, like he had fast hands for like a small guy. Like honestly, his hands was like quick and powerful and all that. Like,
But it was because Joshua kept standing and banging with him. He kept coming forward. He didn't bounce in and out with his footwork. He just kept trying to stand and bang. Because as soon as he knocked him out in the third, he was getting overhyped and carried away because he wasn't taking this guy seriously at all. Everyone's saying Joshua's a bum. Joshua's done. Joshua's finished. No, he just wasn't taking it seriously. It happens loads.
no,
What's it? You know.
I reckon, like I am a big fan of Anthony Joshua, because I've been a boxing fan for now like 2 years nearly, and I am actually a big fan of like Anthony Joshua and that, and honestly, I think he can come back and win those titles. He'll
Well,
have a
yeah.
rematch.
I mean, it's happened before. There hasn't been an upset like this since Tyson versus Douglas, especially in boxing.
And the next big fight I'm looking forward to is Wilder and Anthony Joshua.
That's not even what.
No,
Bill, have you got
Wilder's,
mental?
no, Wilder's actually told Anthony Joshua out. Honestly.
No. What's happening next? Joshua's having the rematch. Wilder's going to fight Wilder's going to fight Ortiz again. It'd be amazing if the bum that Fury's fighting next beats Fury. If Ortiz knocks out Wilder, and then you've just got 3 weird random guys at the top. That'd be quite funny.
No, Fury's having a rematch with him because
Fury's fighting a bum first, then he's fighting Wilder in 2020.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, but then it's going to be ages away till Wilder and Joshua have a fight.
Yeah, I think it hypes it up for the fight though, really.
Well, no, because Joshua's lost a bit of his. He's still marketable, but since losing to that guy, he has to come back. The thing is, Lennox Lewis, he lost to 2 bums because obviously Lennox Lewis really wasn't taking him seriously. Lennox Lewis had his hands down and then got knocked out, but he beat both the bums who beat him in a rematch. And I think Joshua can beat this guy as well, to be fair. I think he can come back and beat him, takes it more seriously, comes back and works harder. I hate it when people say Joshua's like a Frank Bruno. He's nothing like that. He's way more skilled. Bruno, they don't give Frank Bruno enough credit, man, but Joshua's definitely better than Frank Bruno. Frank Bruno has never had 4 titles. What?
My honest opinion, I reckon I still believe in Anthony Joshua. I don't think he's lost it. I just think he wasn't
Well, I don't think a loss will shake him. Like I said with Lennox Lewis, he managed to come back. He can either do a Lennox Lewis and make a comeback, or he'd be like David Price and just lose a bit of his confidence and not be as good as before, and be a bit shook by this loss.
Joshua's still young. He's still physically young. And
100%.
And he's still got I think he can do it.
Yeah.
And I think that other guy, I just think, like, obviously in that fight, he was a lot more calm and steady. And, like, obviously, he kept getting under him and that, and, like, body shots and then head shots and all that.
Don't you think, though, Billy, that Joshua fighting Big Baby Miller, putting his body through that training camp, and then Big Baby Miller being done for steroids, then doing something so soon after, and not giving his body enough time to recover, doing another training camp, that probably didn't have much to do with it, but I don't think it helps. But it's mainly him not taking him that seriously and Joshua getting a bit too excited, I feel.
Yeah, I think Joshua thought it was going to be an easy fight, to be honest, and that's why he wasn't taking it serious. Well, like, my credit goes out to Anthony Joshua, and fair play to that small dude, man. Like, yeah, you've just won 4 titles, is it?
Yeah, 4 titles.
Fair play to him. Like, honestly, he's going to hold them until, obviously, Joshua comes back.
Joshua
and
will win the rematch. I really think Joshua will win the rematch.
And I think he will come back. He will come back. But it'll be in England as well. He'll come back in London. Home turf.
Yeah.
He'll come back. Home turf, trust me.
Yeah, I think Joshua. I think if this fight was on home turf, it wouldn't have made a difference.
Yeah, but I reckon Joshua home turf will win it next time.
I think he'll win anyway. Anywhere, I think he'll win. You know, imagine if Ruiz gets done for steroids somehow, even though he's just a fat blob.
I mean, if he does, then I'm sorry. Then you don't deserve the title. If he does, like honestly.
Yeah. The thing is, he's got a massive target on his back. You got to realise that he's fighting this fight like it's the fight of his life. And the thing is, a challenger's mindset. You're hungry. You come on. I'm going to get the title. Then you get the title. A lot of people rest. Joshua, it's hard to keep a champion's mindset once you win the title, because then you probably rest. It's hard to find the motivation because you're already the champion. You know.
Yeah, I think that's what his plan was, to lose him, really, and then like come back, get the motivation to win him back again.
Well, that wasn't his plan. What the hell?
No, you never know. It could have been his plan. He might have got.
That would have been the most pistol mental plan ever.
But like, you never know.
Obviously, he wanted to win.
But I don't think he put enough effort into it.
No, it's just him not taking him seriously. If you watch the fight, Joshua knocked him in the third round. Joshua knocked him down and he got too carried away. That's what it comes down to. And he kept getting in the pocket with a smaller man. Tekam rocked him a few times, Carlos Tekam. But, you know, but Joshua didn't get too carried away. He's not as good as dealing with the smaller people.
I watched the last Joshua fight. He kept getting dazed, but then Joshua.
Well, Joshua looked really ill when he fought Povetkin, but obviously Povetkin hit him with 3 good punches and a few other things. But Joshua just adapted and then landed the massive punches on him.
Yeah. I haven't lost respect for Joshua. Like, big up to Joshua, man. Like, it's still my number one up there anyway.
Yeah, 100%. Can we just talk a bit about boxing before you end this, Aaron? Because I want to talk about boxing a little bit. I feel like, do you get where I'm coming from with this, Bill? The current heavyweight scene, everyone is just ducking each other, you know.
Yeah.
Like Wilder, I know Wilder and Fury are going to fight, but Dillian White, he knocked out Lucas Brown, then he knocked out Chisora, and now he's got to fight some other geezer, and it's just getting on my nerves. Why doesn't Eddie Hearn give him the fights, you know? It's just getting on my nerves here, to be honest. I don't know why they don't give him the opportunities.
I think I'm trying to. I think what it is. I think a lot of boxers, like nowadays, I think they think, oh, that person's going to be way too easy. I'm not going to fight him. I think that's what it is with boxers. And
I feel like it's a big challenge, though. Me personally, I feel like White's dangerous for these champions.
But that's what I think it is. I think I'm probably thinking, oh, it's going to be way too easy, and that's why I think boxers need more competition these days.
Yeah. I was happy Callum Smith won yesterday. Katie Taylor's decision was a bit questionable. But Callum Smith winning, brilliant.
I do watch a lot of fights before the main event, like fights and that, and I think, you know, a lot of them have got more chance of getting somewhere in life with boxing as well.
Well, things are only improving, aren't they? Who's your personal favourite right now, then, Billy?
See, I would say Anthony Joshua, but you know,
yeah.
At the moment, he's still Anthony Joshua, although he lost. Like, I haven't lost respect for him. Like, I still have all my respect.
Yeah. I mean, my personal favourites, excluding Ricky Summers and Sam Eggington, because you know, you got to root for the hometown heroes. Obviously, they're legends. And Aaron, I'm not doxing us. Remember, I'm not doxing us because they don't live anywhere near us, but they're sort of in the county. Yeah, so, yeah. So yeah, apart from those guys, I'd say I really do like Terence Crawford. He's a legend. Errol Spence is good. George Groves is brilliant. Callum Smith's one of my favourites. I really like Billy Joe, Tyson Fury. They're all my favourites. Really. If I had to pick one, Tyson Fury, because he's just so balanced.
Yeah, I was going to say my second best is probably Tyson Fury.
What won you over with Joshua then, Bill?
I don't know. I've like always liked his mindset and always liked his positivity that he puts across to people. Like,
just how he's like a really happy, upbeat guy.
And not only just his boxing, like, he's just like a good guy, to be honest. To have I'd actually chill with him. Like, if he came to me, like, and I saw him in the street, I'd actually chill with him.
Yeah.
In front of them, like guys that jokes around and everything. Like, I'd actually chill with him.
Mhm.
And also for boxing styles, I like Deontay Wilder's. Like, honestly,
What, him just going mental all the time
no, like
and loading up?
when he when he plays orthodox and then he switches it again and then he plays like southpaw.
The thing is,
I actually
that's
like that technique, to be honest.
no, but the problem is, in a technical fight, it's not like Fury or or whoever. It's not like them who can change stances and keep that stance for ages. Wilder just switches and throws a massive power shot and lifts his foot off the ground and loads up. I don't know why people even rate Wilder, because I don't mean to have a go. I know he's a professional and he's had 40 fights, but he's fought loads of bums. He nearly got beat by Luis Ortiz, for goodness sake, who's really old. Like, come on.
Yeah, but that's like...
I know he fought Fury, but this is a weaker Tyson Fury, and he was getting outboxed.
And like, fair play to like Fury, because he lost all that weight as well, and he's actually in shape.
Yeah, that's going to take a lot off your body.
I followed him on Instagram and that, and he has lost a hell of a lot of weight. Even now, like, he's lost a lot more weight.
Yeah.
So I think the next fight, I think Fury's got it in.
Mhm.
Like,
What do you think of another thing about boxing, Billy? What do you think of all the talent coming out of Ukraine right now? Because obviously over the 2000s there was the Klitschko brothers. Now you've got from Ukraine, you've got Triple G. What's his name? It's Alexander Usyk.
I haven't watched
and
Ukraine, so
Lomachenko. But they're sick though.
really
It's cool that they've got so much talent coming out of there in different weight divisions. A fight I'd like to see, Billy, is Gervonta Davis versus Lomachenko, man. That'd be sick. Do you know those guys?
No.
You should watch them, Bill, when you get the chance.
I haven't watched like all them guys now, but like as I say, like I still watch. They on I think it's called Sky Boxing. They release the full fights with everyone, so I can watch it on there.
Fair enough. Bill, one last thing then. Who do you think's going to win out of Logan and KSI when they do the rematch?
To be honest, again, it's going back to like what we was talking about in the first. Close to what Logan Paul did, like with the Suicide Forest and that, I still don't respect him enough anymore. I think KSI will definitely win. No,
I mean not who you want to win, but who, if you had to pick someone.
I think KSI, to be honest.
Why is that?
I just do think he'll win. Because he seems to have like, have you seen when he fights? He seems to have like more energy within the fight. Like,
I'll tell you what I think. Right, I think for ages after that first fight, I thought, all right then, Logan's just a beast or whatever. He's tagging JJ, but then JJ just mugged him off because Logan was just getting weaker and weaker and he was just getting more fatigued. If Logan finds a way to, which I think he will because he's just an athlete. Well, I thought this for a while. I think he'll find a way to be able to control his energy and limit his energy, and not go all out straight away. And if he does that, I think he can knock out JJ. But some of that made me not think he'll do it is because he's put on a load of weight and he's really fat. He's a bit fat now. So I don't know if he can...
KSI put a load of weight on there, so really...
Yeah, I still think Logan can do it. The problem I have with KSI, Vidal's an amazing trainer, one of my favourite YouTubers. I love watching him. Yeah, he's great, and he's an amazing boxer as well, and really knows what he's on about. He's been doing it from such a young age. But, what's it called? I think we should do a YouTube review on Vidal Riley one of the days. Like, he's a really awesome guy.
Oh yeah, I like Vidal Riley as well. Like, honestly.
I don't.
But anyway,
I'm just being honest.
You should look him up. Look him up, KSI's trainer. His videos are really enjoyable. But anyway, the thing is, KSI, his hands are down all the time. And it's not like in a Philly show where his hands are down a bit, but he can still defend himself. His hands are all the way down, like Roy Jones Jr. or Michael Venom Page or Anderson Silva. His hands are all the way down at the bottom. And
KSI, oh yeah, I've seen that.
And that isn't really... The thing is, with a lot of good boxers, they have, when they're training, their fundamentals. That's what you need to do for years. So, your style is just a basic boxing style. Hands up, defend the shots, roll with the shots, duck and dodge out the way a bit if you want. And, just have that stance. Once you've done 3 or 4 years his training, then do like the Philly shell or whatever, or have your hands down. But to be honest, only the really top people can have their hands all the way down. There's barely any people, obviously Muhammad Ali, Roy Jones Jr., you know, they have their hands all the way down. But KSI having his hands all the way down, and I know it's different because he's fighting like white collar, he's fighting amateurs, but it's still, I don't think, oh yeah, obviously Fury fights with his hands all the way down a bit. But he's not doing the Philly shell because he's got his left hand all the way down, his right hand's up a bit defending himself, and obviously I know he shoulder rolls. But anyway, I feel like KSI, he should be training more fundamentally sound rather than doing all this like wild style stuff and having his hands all the way down, because that's his weakness. I think that's what will make Logan Paul win, in my opinion. So yeah, I think Logan Paul will get this done. To be honest with you, Bill.
I don't know.
Just my personal opinion. But yeah, Aaron, anything you want to add? I know you don't know much about boxing and you're not too interested. So anything?
I can't add anything, to be honest, to that.
Alright then, fair enough. It's been brilliant having Billy here. It's been a great podcast, man. Absolutely. Really
I'd love
enjoyed
to do
it.
another one as well,
Insightful. It's been really insightful, you know, really interesting, a great laugh. And it's good how we've been serious and we've had a laugh as well towards the end. So, yeah,
as I
good
said,
shit,
like,
you know.
As I said, like, it's towards the end of the video, like, if you do suffer with mental illness and everything, I'm going to put some links down the bottom, down below and that. And even if you're suffering with it as well and you want to talk to any of us, just get in touch in the YouTube comments and then, like, link your Instagram or something and we'll find you and, like, we can talk to you and that.
Yeah, if you want. I mean, I don't think people would want to do something that personal, but if they're really, you know, I don't mind, Billy doesn't mind. I can't speak for Aaron, so yeah, I'm sure Aaron wouldn't mind. Yeah, I'm sure Aaron wouldn't, yeah, he doesn't mind, so yeah, fine, whatever.
Just that little help for everyone out there.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching then.
Alright,
see ya.
Thanks for watching.